I made this video yesterday on the difference between music production and songwriting as two separate roles in the music industry, and it seems like a lot of people still misconstrue what I said, so I'm gonna keep making videos on it until people start to get it. It's very simple. All I'm saying in this situation is that yes, most of the time, music producers get publishing, they're entitled to part of the composition because they did contribute to it, right? Whether they created the instrumental or the beat first, or whether they were in the room when the song was being made, or whatnot. But there is a small part of the time, and we're just talking about a small part here, where the producer is not entitled to the composition because they did not actually write part of the song, even though they're producing. And this is where I think a lot of producers are getting it wrong because they think 100% of the time they're entitled to the composition because they produce. But this is the point of my video. They're two distinct roles. You as a music producer is you creating the master recording, the sound recording, which is what you have a copyright in, which is why you get to share in a part of the master royalty. But it doesn't automatically mean that you wrote the song. If somebody brings you a demo or a piano vocal that's done and you produce around it, that doesn't necessarily mean that you contributed anything additional to the composition that would equal songwriting. It may, in certain situations, if you change the tempo around, if you change the key around, if you added a bunch of additional elements, if your instrumentation that you created is so pivotal and unique to the actual writing itself, right? So recognizable, then yes, maybe it does, but it doesn't always equal that. And I guess we have to go back real far to the 90s for people to remember when this was a well understood concept, right? Diane Warren, one of the most successful songwriters of all time, in the 90s wrote I Don't Want to Miss a Thing that Aerosmith sang for the movie Armageddon. Diane Warren wrote that song 100% on her own, her and a piano, right? Took the demo, and it was produced by Matt Serletic. He's not listed as a songwriter, right? Perfect example. He produced the song. He got to share in part of the master. He might have gotten a fee or an advance at that time, but he wasn't considered a songwriter. Diane Warren wrote the song. It was done when she brought it to him and he produced it. This is what I'm trying to get people to understand. Production does not always equal songwriting depending on the situation and depending on if you actually contributed anything to that specific composition. Most producers just think that it does because you think of creating the beats, the instrumentals first, and then sending them out to people, in which case, of course, you have part of the songwriting. But the other way around, not always. That's it for today. I'm sure I'll be talking about this more. I'm the Music Law Guy. I got your back for all things music business. Be sure to follow for more great advice.